The Netherlands may be the most slept-on team to win the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. With Netherlands great Louis van Gaal back in charge, the Netherlands have quietly been playing some great football again, not having lost in their last 10 international matches. Van Gaal has been able to implement his winning system with a squad full of talent that fits perfectly into his system. After handily beating the Belgian team 4-1, I think Van Gaal has found the right mix of players that will thrive in his system, and they could pose a dangerous threat at the 2022 World Cup. Let's talk about the team's tactics. First, in possession. Taking a look at their match against Belgium, Netherlands lined up in the Van Gaal favorite 3-5-2 in possession, which had De Jong as a single pivot. This 3-5-2 could quickly change into a 2-3-5 in attack, where outside center back Julian Timber would move forward into the midfield with De Jong and other outside midfielder Daley Blind to create a midfield three. This would allow for the other two central midfielders to push forward and create a five-man attack with the two forwards and Dumfries the other outside midfielder. The squad that Van Gaal used against Belgium is probably the best lineup that the Netherlands will field at the World Cup, with possibly Wijnaldum slotting in midfield, Malen as another possible forward, and De Ligt in defense who can replace Ake. The attack of Van Gaal's Netherlands is extremely fluid, with Van Gaal's iconic total football approach allowing for the front five and midfield three to move interchangeably. This makes it extremely hard for even national team defenses to handle. All the players have total freedom to move around and attack, and the team is full of versatile players who are comfortable centrally and out wide, such as Bergwijn, Depay, and Berghuis. The forwards Depay and Bergwijn are also very comfortable dropping in to receive and help progress the ball forward, while also being threats in behind. The biggest advantage of this Netherlands squad is the ball playing ability of every player on the pitch. Every player is extremely comfortable with the ball at their feet, including the center backs Van Dijk, Ake, and especially Timber, who is very comfortable moving into the midfield in possession and out of possession. De Jong as a single pivot is another great asset of this Netherlands team. His ability to pick out passes and carry the ball forward will be immense for their attack. This is an ideal role for De Jong, who I think will shine in this national team at the World Cup. I think the biggest part of this team's success at the World Cup will be their play in the defensive phase. With a squad full of athletic and versatile players, Van Gaal's Netherlands will have the ability to play a high line and press opposing teams. When out of possession, the team moves into a 5-3-2, with outside midfielders Blind and Dumfries moving into defense. From here, you can also see a more flat midfield three, with the two forwards Depay and Bergwijn moving slightly towards the outside. Van Gaal's Netherlands use a man-to-man press, where each player will stay tight to his man. The press starts with the forwards, who will move slightly towards the sidelines in order to force play towards the middle. If the opponent does try to play more towards the outside, the Netherlands can use their sideline as another defender to help their press. This worked effectively against Belgium, who weren't able to get a single cross off the entire match. This man-to-man press is very tight, as you will see often players getting dragged out of position to maintain their man-to-man press. Timber, Blind, and Dumfries will often follow their runners forward if they do try to drop in and receive. It's the quality of this midfield and defense, captained by Van Dijk, that allowed him to keep this tight press without too many worries. The biggest issue with any man-to-man press is tagging. Tagging is when the opposition players will move into another area, and the man-to-man press will need to switch between players. You can see this happen often in midfield, and this could potentially cause Netherlands problems when they come up against stronger attacks, such as Argentina, Brazil, or France, but they did do a good job of containing the Belgium attack, including De Bruyne and Hazard. I think this Netherlands team is very underrated due to their recent poor performances. After not qualifying for the 2018 World Cup and then losing to the Czech Republic in the Euros, many people have put them off of their radar. But with Van Gaal back and their young Dutch team looking energetic and free-flowing under Van Gaal's system, I think they will have a strong chance of not only getting out of their group in first place, but then beating the second place team from Group B of either England, USA, or Wales. I think the future is bright for this Netherlands team, and they are undoubtedly the biggest sleeper at this upcoming World Cup.